Okay, so hello. The inspector, the factory inspector's on duty, baby. All right, Alesha's the builder. Gotta get this bad boy inspected, so we had to call in some Sescon. Ain't that what they call it, Sescon? This boy is cool right here, man. I love this guy. All right, that's my yap. You know, I get a little bit of yap at the beginning of instructional videos. We gotta get down to business. So here's what we're talking about today. You're like, Senna. I reduced the factory's production, man, but come on, man. I need some more parts. This one, well, it's three. This is my third take on the video, but you know, this one a minute mess ain't working, so I need to get this up. I need these numbers up. I want to make 3 a minute, right? Something without having to brick the base too hard. I got you. So what we'll have to do is we'll need more Xiranite coming in. That's our first thing, right? Because we need Cuprium parts, we need Xiranite, we need Pactorigo crust. But this is something that I've been meaning to teach and talk about anyway. But when you're going to do something to your production, especially when it comes to upping production somewhere, you have to figure out where you're going to pull those scarce resources from. In this case, it's Xiranite. Xiranite's kind of our big limiting factor. We technically only have we make what, 300 out of 300? Yeah. So you only have one free, in quotation marks, line of Xiranite, 130 a minute Xiranite. And we're already using that right here, basically, right? And if you're doing the LC Wuling battery build, you're using some of that here, right? You've been having to balance that. So where do you get extra Xiranite from? In this case, we'll get it from marker stone. If you watch the production reduction video, I talked about how you can take from the heavy Xiranite line, right? You can get rid of that 6 a minute heavy Xiranite. Now that's important because the heavy Xiranite line uses 2 lines of Xiranite itself to make heavy Xiranite. I was double practicing. Let me just put this all back. All right, so it takes 2 lines. So if we get rid of this production, we can reclaim these 2 lines of Xiranite and repurpose them over in Wuling City. So that's what we're going to do. So your base probably looks something like this. If you're using a water treatment build, I think it looks something like that, right? Purification node people, I trust you to know a little bit more about factory. So you fix yours how you need to. And I think you have a little bit of space anyway. But for water treatment people, you have something like this, right? And you have this line coming down and going in. So what you'll need to do is we need to get this pipe out for both builds. This pipe needs to come out and get into a water treatment unit. But you see this is blocked, or you might have something in the way, whatever it is. So the first thing, you need to get this, you can move this pylon. You can put this thing outside the base. Just make sure it's touching that expanded crucible, protocol stash, and your fluid pump right there. That's what you have to make sure. So you can just put it here, right? Then you'll have your little pipe right here. You can just delete that one pipe and move this over, right? So now you can bring this pipe down and snake it through like that. And you can put a water treatment unit down like right here, right? And there you go. That's all you got to do. Same for the purification node build. Just get a water treatment unit down there and get that pipe in there. Now what that does, it frees up these 2 lines of Xiranite, right? So this thing will clog up with Xiranite and it sit there and it's fine. So you don't need to turn off the unloaders, right? You can leave this. Now we're done here. That's all you got to do in marker stone. Now that we free these 2 lines of Xiranite, we can come back up to Wuling City and we can set up our gear units to take up some more Xiranite. Now, this is not going to be a full 6 a minute on the gearing units, okay? It's just not. It's possible. It is possible. But you need this setup to do like Cuprium, and over here, it's a pain in the ass to replicate this. Don't worry about it, okay? 3 a minute is enough. You just got to be a little patient with it. And you got to prep ahead of time. All right. Now, let's talk about making... Actually, before we talk about either one specifically... It's off the screen. Let's talk about the last thing you got to do. So now that we have that free line of Xiranite, we can set a depot unloader here. And you run this guy in and into the protocol stash. All right. Oh, make sure you set it to Xiranite. I make sure I didn't make these bottles, man. This thing is annoying to scroll through this every time. Alright, so now you set this, and this protocol stash will evenly distribute between both lines. Alright, and it'll recycle whatever you don't have. I think this one on the build, your build is going like that, right? Okay. Now, if you want to make more Xiranite components, you're like, Sin, I want to make some more Xiranite. I want 3 a minute. Build it in for you already. You take this guy and turn it on. Make sure quantity allowed is at the 1, and what that will do, it will shunt or redirect all the dense iridium from this packaging unit and into this refining unit. So you'll get this full belt. You get a full belt here as well. Now that will bring it up to 3 a minute because it's working at half efficiency. Okay, and that's still more than like the 1.5 that you're doing, right? So you need to kind of double it. Now, if you're doing the SC Wuling battery here, so you're doing purification node build, be careful because your Xircon usage will go down. So make sure that you balance out your Xircon. Don't let your Xircon cap out in the depot, okay? Look to the production reduction video again on how to reduce your Xircon. Now over here at the gearing unit, you guys, this looks a little different. You don't have these two things, right? So yours looks more like this. You have the single line, right? But you have this one single line right here. I have that same line going into the packaging unit. You just get rid of this. That's all you do. Right, so you get rid of that line, and it would redirect a full 30 a minute full line of input into this gearing unit. And you see how this is already going? Both of these are coming in full belts, alright? So that'll give you 3 a minute Cuprium component. Alright, so that's the main stuff. I will talk about one more thing. Alright, let's say you don't want to stop heavy Xiranite production. No, actually, no, I'm not talking about that. If y'all want that, let me know. I'll talk about that in a separate video, but I'm not going to talk about splitting the heavy Xiranite or the Xircon effluent. I ain't going to do that. Okay, that's it. That's the whole video. Yeah, that's it.